sound situation. I'm gaining my spot. Hang on. Hello, everyone. I'm feeling much better today. I said I was going to try and do a day stream. Now, I'm thumbing through the ridiculous list of Xbox 360 games, thinking what I wanted to play. And I kind of felt like a cowboy today, I think. Just a little bit like a cowboy. Might need to be a touch of a cowboy. Is the slider even changing that? It's dark as hell. Ali! How you doing? There's a thing. Control is ready when you're ready for control. Just so you know. That's so close to a year. This is horrible. It's too long. The numbers get so high so fast. Normal hard or true west. Kind of want to play hard. Show him a good cowboy. I didn't know if you were too busy. Needed to wait for the farmer squad to settle down. Yeah, I can absolutely do control. Not right now, because we're a cowboy right now. This does look a little loud.
Whoa, easy boy.
Being sold as much as she will.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, well, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
We gotta be a
Well,
cowboy
sir,
today.
It would be an
Cowboy.
honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight.
It's kind
That's
of
Jack.
a cool
and Steve.
conceit
Ben's
to this
behind the
game.
bar.
We'll get to
Oh, I
that.
bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First
Hope you
man
can
I
hear the
hunted was
cowboy.
back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every
That's,
bastard who helped bushwhack
Can't remember
John
the name of the
Tunstall.
voice actor, but that is the Colonel from Metal
Kid
Gear,
had
by
a
the
big
way.
chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
What does the big hand say to the little hand, Travis? I don't know. It could be anything. Thank you for resubscribing, even though it was technically Ali again. It's time.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs. I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you
Oh, it's a
why I
little
want that
wibbly-wobbly in
sumbitch
its
dead,
graphical.
let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Suddenly.
Funny, haha.
Cow.
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Slow motion cow. Nice channel. Yeah, it's a bit comic booky. It's just a bit. I don't know. This was done on kind of a budget. The Call of Juarez before this.
I
We'll
knew those
definitely
two
get to it some
morons
point.
would never let me through. I had no choice.
I did not see those two morons. Visual contact on at least one moron. Okay, I got him now.
Hell, shoot that sumbitch!
I got experience.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah.
That was
I
pretty
heard
cool.
the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead. I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
There is slow motion in this game.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kids'
Hold on, I'm
apprehension,
reloading.
Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Telling me that my gun's kind of basically out of range. Also, they're having no problem hitting me. I should definitely move.
Show yourself, coward! I'm done with you.
There's only 3 weapons in this game, I believe. So here's the single action armor. It's the Colt single action armor. Does a lot of damage in this one. Basically everything does. It's the worst weapon in the game, but there's only 3 and it's good.
He's right behind us!
I leveled up!
How's Garrett? Never around when you need.
The headshot works. I like it when games tell me I'm doing a really good job. Oh yeah, you can have 2 gun. I remember.
He's killing everybody!
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads
Not Call of
cut
Duty
off.
style either. You can still aim
Still,
when you're holding
one of them reached the water tower.
Also.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I remember that. You just lean out the dang way. Once you do that, it uses up that move, and you're gonna get back after a while of being shot and doing fights with it. But still, it's cool.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Just saying cowboy was. Stop. Stop. Putting holes in my screen.
I'm putting you down!
Not everything's cell shaded in Borderlands, jeez.
I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you idiot!
Truth
I
be
had
told,
tried
things
aiming,
weren't
you
much
idiot.
better behind the
Watch
house.
your
Is
flank!
what I done.
I cut their numbers in half. But that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo. It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
I wasn't sure if you
And
were
like
if I
that,
was leading
I
you
was
into some
inside,
kind of spaghetti
none the
cowboy
worse for
fun.
wear.
Like but then I
passed
couldn't
dirty
think of one,
days.
and I was like, holy shit.
And upstairs, I found Billy
What
and
if
Charlie
the
Bolger.
possibilities?
Ah, you like that?
I've seen my dad liked cowboy films as a kid. Seen The Magnificent Seven like 400 times. Guess it's my dad's favorite film.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens
Yeah,
of
the,
deputized shooters who wanted to
Winchester
do
Yellow
us
Boy
harm.
repeating rifle, which is probably the best gun in the game. Damage is high enough that it's normally one hit kill. It's basically anyone at any time.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men
Fires
were dropping
fast.
like flies, but
Lots
they
of ammo.
just kept on coming.
Don't shoot me a minute.
That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a
Charlie!
crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side."
I like the red hit marker means you got hit from a place. The yellow one means someone shot at you and missed from that direction. I like it. Oh, poorly. I'm gonna have to dodge a bullet in a minute.
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What does Ranger do? Hindsight slows down time. What's Trapper do? That's kind of cool. Oh, what's happening? The Terror of Tiny Town with an all-dwarf cast. Using a conventional Western story with an all-diminutive cast, filmmakers were able to showcase gags such as cowboys entering the local saloon by walking under the swing doors, climbing into cupboards to retrieve items, and dwarf cowboys galloping around on Shetland ponies while roping calves. Terror of Tiny Town received primarily negative reviews upon release, some considering it the worst film ever made. The Crusaders armor perk is a reference to the original Call of Juarez game. I'm sorry, I don't really, I had so many things to say at once. I gotta get them all out of my stupid mouth. Film sounds horrible, by the way. In the original Call of Juarez game, one of the characters is a preacher who wears conquistador armor and like yells Bible verses at people, reading from a Bible with one hand while shooting them with his revolver in his other hand. The armor he wears sometimes deflects bullets. It doesn't like mean you have more health. It means bullets actually bounce off you and go
It
somewhere
means
else.
that it was time
cool.
to cut and run. "They got a Gatling," Billy shouted. "Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention." He directed that order at me. And I thought, why the hell do I have to do
Gonna
it?
make a run for it. Those poor sons of bitches
Many
are done
would have
for.
fled in my place.
Where is
But
that?
I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack is just joshing with you.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, man. Now,
Slightly
where
confused by
was I?
Shielder.
You were heading for the barn.
He's gone now.
I'm gonna scalp your ass.
What did I do? I think the animation just didn't play when it did it.
Right. Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
They're a big club. Oh, I'm doing great at the shooting then.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
It's nice of them to group around the explosive barrels. I think you're finding a beam trap. Shooting me!
Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Chickens! Get out of here, chickens!
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star. You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
This is, there's a lot of cowboy games that have, like, a mini game for for duels like this. Most of them are terrible. This is like the only one I can stand. The one in the second Call of Juarez game is horrible. It requires you to be Neo from the Matrix to actually click the buttons in time to shoot the man. Didn't do it good though. Is there fishing? Absolutely not. I wonder how many of the worst films ever made I've seen. I assume The Room will be on there, but everyone's seen The Room. The more focus you have, the more slow-mo occurs when he reaches for his gun.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett.
We are not playing through the actual events. We are playing through the story that is being told. I missed. Feel bad for trying.
And stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Boy, that was just level 1. You can, of course, draw your gun early in the duel, which means it's not an honorable duel. I was honorable in that one. I died once and almost died twice.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah.
Billy the
after
Kid
I
was
came
like...
to, bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
He's like a pretty good cowboy, but he were being a cowboy too late in
the kid
history
surrendered?
is the problem that Billy the Kid
When
had.
he
Like,
realized there was no getting out of there alive,
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
it was too easy
Indeed they did.
to organize people
sentenced me to
against
hang
him.
right along with the kid.
The settlements were too connected. So we're only okay. The only, like, really good cowboy who did real well of that kind of era of cowboying is Butch Cassidy, the best cowboy. Fight me, Butch Cassidy's the best cowboy.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after. He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet
That's
for what
true.
he'd done
That's
to
a
me
good
and
point.
mine. Instead, all I got for myself was
I
a
didn't realize it
goddamn
was
death
fucking.
sentence.
I thought it was they were cutscene, but it was just my analyst
Luckily,
against Senate.
it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape, too.
Hey! I will hold it.
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
That would be nice. Whose hat is this?
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
This is the third and final weapon in the game. The double-barreled shotgun. Gets its own intro. The way gauge works, by the way, it's a weird measurement. 10 is bigger than 12. It's more gauge.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did. Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet.
Don't have to make a mess. I
hardly
love
had
him
aim at
going
that
in slow motion when it hits.
Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Like, I'm not in slow motion, just they are.
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly,
Ow.
I was a fugitive.
That's gonna kick our ass!
Do I drop?
Can't have gotten far.
No, you don't drop. Those pesky dynamite throwers. That's the problem. And do we just keep going down this path instead of throwing ourselves off the level?
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
There's a plan.
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there.
This looks like a better place.
I tried to be stealthy and
Although-
sneak my way past. But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
Shotgun's not great, and he does fall off over this. He's in
Town somewhere.
the fun shot.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and color. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
Ah! Go away! Okay. You didn't die from me shooting him. I shot him twice.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
The windows, lock the door.
Off the street.
Hey, we got down without exploding.
Brody, get you!
I do have a level up I can use if I need. So I also have control if I need it.
You!
I need to aim to try enough to spread to make it actually kill the man. Video game shotguns do it like that. Aiming down the sights makes them the pellets go straight. How do they know?
I'm here.
Hey, won't get me again.
They're shooting in the street.
Hang on. Whoop.
Get your headstone!
Saw someone run across the roof or something? I thought? Might be.
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did
I
have
don't
a
know why I
great
just got
fondness
5
for those
points, so I
four-legged
definitely didn't hit
grass-eating
the man.
smelly, sweaty, ungrateful
Doesn't really
beasts.
mesh with you slowing down.
We prize them
time
too
powers
high,
using the
if you
shotgun,
ask me.
unfortunately. Although, just slow down time when it hits people. That's a different thing.
The lives of innocent people.
Light up, please. This town's going to hell in a handbasket. Someone just
Well,
yell.
where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
This could be.
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Oh, I didn't see Shielder. He looked like a bot because he was camouflaged against the threat.
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece,
another shield.
no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln
There
would
we
be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy. and all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I
I feel
stole
like I
his
could
mean-ass
probably aim a little
shotgun.
more accurately, so I put
Anyway,
one of the two
it was
involved.
me or them, and the only way forward led
well,
me
it's
straight
fun
to
being
perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Is that a Wild West circle? Right?
Get the women off the street.
Or do you think the narrator should just rhyme everything?
How the hell did he get away? We can take him.
Definitely should probably drop one of these dogs. Would make sense as a thing to do. Hang on. Oh, you know, we could always. The first one looked like it should have hit him. Gonna be honest. Shooting from behind, that's not right. Not what we're after.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Sure
Game's
he
loud
did.
compared to
Dispatched
me?
him right after he shot
Unbelievable.
Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right
How's
up
it now?
behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said. I think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy.
Bob, I
Not
think
with
you
my
need to do
shotgun.
the bottom couple of buttons and you should.
So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball.
3 of the worst movies from the 2010s.
He
of all Adam
intended to
Sandler
kill me,
LP.
and I knew
I
I
don't
had
even- I
no
don't
choice
watch
but to
Adam
defend
Sandler,
myself.
Oh, just my hand. So I'm near it. I don't want to be dishonorable. What button is it to draw my gun? It's not the one I clicked. Right trigger, okay. It's shoot. You click shoot to draw your gun, and also shoot to shoot your gun. Some of these might take me a few goes, you know? It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I always shoot too soon before he's pointing his gun forward. I could have won that one. This is the one. I got a good feeling. Just panic when I see him draw before me. That the gun. I have to wait till they draw, or it's dishonorable. No one's willing to be dishonorable. Do we just stand here all day? There we go.
I
Easy.
killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3
tried
months
shotgun.
later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
There is a lot of talking in this game, since we're playing through the story that Silas is telling.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico,
I quite like him,
till
so
I
never.
realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was
What if you
hired to
did
help
right
them track
all of
down
his
the
things?
cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Quite a
Not
Rick
really.
Fernandez guy in
But
there.
truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
PSA, do not watch Reefer Madness as a joke. It's too boring. It's not a great, so bad it's good film. It's very dull.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh,
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after.
I hear the
The
duck
aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There!
I did my best to help those poor passengers.
Shoot that running son of...
Should probably start
Moments later,
reloading
the
for no
attackers
reason.
were dead. And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing.
Count 0.
None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force.
Good idea to move out of the way if the bullets coming towards you in slow motion. Thus will then.
See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect
I guess I'm
example of
running
my
out of ammo
relative
now.
inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Yeah, good idea. Need a doll?
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Yeah. That's fairly slim. I think when I stopped shooting them, the idea was
Luckily,
to keep shooting them. Actually.
Serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Camera was locked over here, so I know this is where I need to run. I didn't see it, but...
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
Ow. Why does steps hurt so much in this?
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
True.
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition.
Kind of weird.
That Masterson
Funny,
once
man,
told
like
me it
fire,
was more
I
important to be
didn't notice
lucky than
that.
good. And he would know.
Boys, we have no orchards for Miss Blandish, which is apparently bad because it attempts to portray Americans using only British actors. And the Babe Ruth star.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo.
I will pause it every couple of seconds. Reload while sprinting. More shot in shotgun range. I remember the rifle tree is kind of busted.
That
So I don't
stroke of
wanna
good fortune evened the odds and
go
bolstered
straight
my
down there.
confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator.
Oh, Lano Glenda.
Time for the hunted to become the
That's
hunter.
their, what's
Time.
his face, isn't it?
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted
Plan
them.
9
That's
guy.
right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir.
What's his bloody name?
I came
Edward.
at them like a wildcat.
Fire Maidens from Outer Space and Plan 9 from Outer Space. Edward's on their toys.
My fury
I've
knew
seen
no
Plan 9.
bounds.
Plan 9's pretty good. It's not bad, it's good film. Also got the final
finally time for that
movie
old
to ever
man
have
to
Bela
pay for his
Lugosi.
sins.
He only really has stock footage from before he died though. Just footage of him walking around a graveyard.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs. Clanton, I'm coming for you!
Use B to duck. Good
A little
idea.
stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
We need to like reload him. What I ever do to you? Is that all my fire? I don't think that was open, but that grenade was pretty good.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
That did look a bit like I hit him. I'm not sure you're allowed to shoot him. I think it might have to be the dynamite. Whoa. There's a chance because they haven't got very much dynamite. Unless you can just walk up behind it.
Where'd you learn that?
Please, hold my fun. Okay, that'll do it.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
A word of choice, almost being dead.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill
Very angular.
Brocious.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys.
Stand up.
Somebody kill him!
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that
Oh, no, yeah, I
gunfight
don't
at
know
the
why I
OK
forgot about
Corral,
that.
the Clantons wanted revenge.
Him at it.
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Oof.
Just shoot the son of a
That was suppressing fire, don't worry about it. They're very suppressed. They're having a horrible time. Come on.
Is that one of Wyatt?
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
I am using all my bullets. I don't really think this was the sort of game where you needed to watch your ammo, but I am shooting a lot of bullets. Shotgun? Oh, I got a rifle. Also, that's not a shotgun at all. 960s have The Beast of Yucca Flats, Eager, The Creeping Terror, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, The Horror of Party Beach, Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies, Monster a Go-Go, Manos the Hands of Fate, Place for Lovers, and They Saved Hitler's Brain. I've seen Manos Hands of Fate, but I'm not sure it counts because I watched the Mystery Science Theater overdub of it. Where am I at? Where is Sawmill? Ah, this does look more like a dog.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
You'll be shooting a lot faster if they got two
Hardly
guns.
saw anyone faster, boy.
What's
Certainly
the
not
opinion
Wyatt
on
Earp.
Mystery Science Theater?
That man was all
Mystery
hat
Science
and no
Science
cap.
Theater people. I love Mystery Science Theater.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That Lunger should have kept his
I didn't
nose
really
out
watch
of
the
it.
new ones. So
They never
I don't know.
charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
I like Joel and Mike.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Let's bring fresh text.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you
The
call
shotgun
it?
making and going slow motion
Being
does actually make
loyal.
it my favorite weapon, even though it's kind of
Well,
crap.
to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Whoa!
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
I crouched
Because
to
Ike
see under
Clanton
the-
was dumber than a
his
box of
ragged
rocks
cut.
and a yellow belly to boot.
That's why I do that when I approach the weird turn. I used to watch Mystery Science Theater to like
Now,
wind down.
where was I?
It's real good.
Taking down the entire cowboy
Kill,
gang
very fun.
single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
It's kind of, it seems like a lot of people have tried to mimic him, but I think the main thing about Mystery Science Theater that sets him apart from the imitators is that it's not actually like colossally low effort. Like the imitations seem to think it is. They do watch the things a lot of times and script stuff. Like the whole thing is scripted.
Dead man.
Too far away. I wish I had my rifle. Is this stuff I can shoot me? I didn't see any barrels.
Beat him.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
It's true. They have good cover and it's not easy. Please. Using the burning llama to reload faster seems like actually possibly a move. Who is shooting at me from over here? You have to stop. 10! When I shot him, his points came out. I assumed he'd be dead, but then I saw there were only 10 points, which is the incorrect amount for people to give you after they're dead. There we go.
Ventilate that sucker.
Don't ventilate me, please. Yeah, to watch movies is fun. To watch, like, each individual segment, like, a bunch of times. To work out how best to, like, keep the flow going. It's meant to seem like you and a bunch of, like, semi-drunk friends just riffing on a movie. It's not actually what it is. Do not visual on the tablet.
There he is.
Maybe that was prism. Would the shotgun be good for getting bullets through the tiny holes? I mean, some of it went through.
Boy, you are.
This is a problem. Never mind, I have dynamite. Dynamite will do it.
It's too good for him. I'm sick of being
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
70s include Myra Breckenridge, Zat, an American hippie in Israel, Bat Pussy, early porn parody, Kava, At Long Last Love, Hamalek, Higher Satan, feel like that I've created some kind of spell by saying that. Exorcist 2, The Heretic, The Swarm, I Spit on Your Grave, and Caligula. Not seen any of those. I didn't know there was an Exorcist 2.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here.
Ooh.
There was this beautiful waterfall
There is, in fact, a
and a
tiny
crystal
shotgun.
clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your
two tiny
picture
shotguns?
painted. What happened next?
I
Well,
can't have 2 tiny
finally the
shotguns. I'm
bastards that
sorry,
were
Evan.
still
Let
alive
me
made a
down.
last stand.
Whose hat is this? It's Johnny Ringo's hat. But soon, I'll be able to wield the tiny shotgun. Also, now I have the silver shotgun. I don't really want to use 2 shotguns, though. A shotgun and a backup shotgun. It's silver. Look how fancy it is. We might swap something out at some point when I realize this is a horrible idea. I mean, I already know it's a horrible idea, but when it's been proven it's a horrible idea.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off
movies
into
are
the
from the
lumber
70s.
yard,
I don't
and I
even know.
followed after.
Movies are from the 70s, like you just had a scene. Takes a shot before he takes a shot. It's Curly Bill.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Dance with the devil.
He has a lot of health, I'm worried.
Working for Wyatt, huh?
What is that weird texture over there? Enemy yell from over here, I think. Tricky man to pin down. There he is.
Come on out, son. Do this.
Who dares? Ow. Punched me.
You can't hide forever. You're going to the gates of hell.
Okay, shoots quite fast. That's scary.
This is it for you.
Ah. I had to switch to my other shotgun.
Oh, want to play hide and seek?
Moved fast. No, it's alright. Done.
Brocious
cool boss
gave me
fight, I
no
like that.
choice but to take his
There were
life.
bullet holes in the
But
screen.
Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo.
We're talking
but
about the
he was
worst
found
films of
dead
all
in a
time, by
different
the way,
location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
I think we're going after Ringo now. The real question is, where are John, Paul, and George? Had to imagine
That's
a real
incredible,
person
sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
with the name Ringo. That was really close. Oh, he missed.
Sorry I
Okay,
had to ruin the
that's how you
legend
go.
for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Was Ringo like a name?
was paid
Is
a
that an
healthy
old-timey
bounty for
name
Ringo
that like
and
people
Curly
had,
Bill,
like human
and
beings?
realized there was real money
Human
to be
people?
made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
I see what
So
they've
it's
done
true
there.
that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Salas, did you fight every single outlaw? The Magnificent One. See what they did there. I'm gonna run to the loo in a second when it loads. I like this game. This game's cool.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Some time after
And
Johnny
hunting
Ringo's
Plummer
death.
looked like a good way to get rich quick.
Oh, this is the mine already? I remember the mine. I'm gonna go drink and run solo. I'll be right back. Put way too much Ribena in there. It's gonna be overpowering. I might get a ginger beer at some point. I can hold my thumb over where it says ginger, and then I can drink with the cowboys. 1980s, Heaven's Gate, The Apple, Inshon, Tarzan the Ape Man, Mommy Dearest, Dunyaye Kataran, Adam, the man who saved the world, The Lonely Lady, Bolero, Howard the Duck, Ishtanuki, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, The Garbage Pail Kids, Leonard Part 6, Caddyshack 2, Hobgoblins, Mac and Me, and Things. I haven't seen any of those. I've heard of Howard the Duck and also the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head.
I kind of want to watch that. Howard the Duck
Plummer
movie
rallied his
sounds
gang to plunder one
like
last
a
gold
trip.
mine before making their escape. And
probably
that's
got
where
the
I
two
thought I'd
shotguns.
find him.
Oh, nice. Maybe we should watch Mac. We're gonna watch everything on this list. Why don't we watch it all? Let's add another 100 films to those.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Don't light up the
Besides,
cigar.
George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
Oh, yeah? Who the hell is that?
My late father pointed out to me more than once. God made men. Samuel Colt made them equal.
Dang. sure if he were alive, because he's doing a move there. Do I have a second weapon? I have the rifle.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine.
Oh no.
So I decided the polite
no.
thing would be to return it.
I did hear that Howard the
It
Duck
was the biggest
was
gold
a
rush
weirdly
since
harmony
Sutter's
character.
Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches.
Weirdly harmony duck.
There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold ships.
Dynamite, destroying that. Stop.
Like those that ran with
The
plumbers.
dynamite followed me.
Some were just regular folks I knew
And then
from
I
town,
went the
drawn
wrong
by
way.
greed and easy pickings.
Definitely can mess that up. I am dead. Are all ducks weirdly haunted? Is this law? Does get a little hard to see when you're on health. No, there's more dynamite men up here. I think
Charlie
if I'd
Crow,
have
the blacksmith.
hit the last breath
James, who worked in the stable.
by clicking the right direction, I'd still have died.
Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary
Schofield.
citizens who lived a double life.
That's not how
Stealing and
Schofield
thieving
reloads.
and
It's
murdering their
fine.
neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam.
Gunslinger's
Bummer
always
had a lot
preferred
of
to
men on
Schofield
his
over
payroll.
there.
A hell of a lot. That
Single
son of
action
a bitch
ammo.
pretended to protect the public with one hand
Because he
while
reloaded
stealing them
Because
blind
he
with
doesn't
the
have a
other.
loading gap. You just
He
flick
set
the
up a
thing up
defensive
and, put
perimeter
the bullets
which I
in.
had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individual.
I can shoot him
I
back
was
now.
outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it.
Hey, does Fruity know about
They
cowboy
must have
guns
thought I
for some
was
reason,
tough.
as well as with other guns?
Or
Yes.
had some kind of death
The answer is
wish,
yes.
seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere.
I thought they were
I
half-
thought I was some kind of hero.
Oh, I drop. Thank you, Travis.
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I
mean,
had a
never
few
adopted
ideas
the
on how to
Schofield
get into
because it
that
used
mine.
its own type of
But once
ammo.
I made my decision, I
It
knew
could
there was
fire
no
the
turning
Colt
back.
rounds, but the Colts couldn't
So
fire
my first thought
Schofield
was to
rounds.
enter
So if
the
they were
nearest
both in the
mine
supply
portal.
chain,
I saw an entrance.
that would lead to problems.
Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also
worst
made it more
Western of all
dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Good grief.
Time to blow your shit up.
Don't mind if I do. Okay, I just did that really bad, didn't I? It's fine.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Even the silver shotgun does struggle to get those one-hit kills when you're not even that far away. It's a shame.
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
A loading gate on my Schofield. Why am I holding X to climb? Guy, I'm trying to work out why I'm holding X to climb over here. Maybe we don't hold X to climb.
basic reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to
The whole
kingdom
game
come.
is the story he's telling. I don't remember yet, no.
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Do just one pistol for a moment. This looks precarious. It also locks on to all the barrels. Oh, it's called a ranger.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
This is an issue.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
Yeah, let's not do that. That wouldn't go very well. Let's do a different thing
Instead,
instead.
I spotted a ladder
I remember
way
that
into
bit.
the mine from the opposite side.
Oh, hey, that's a much better idea. Let's not go in there. I do have the shotgun from that.
It was a long way around,
thing.
but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course,
But
being
he-
I had a problem
Actually,
with
in
heights,
law did just tell that
scaffolding
weird
scared
story
the
where he
bejesus
just
out of me.
went in the mine and died.
Climbing
Or he
down that
could have
ladder
done.
required
Could have
some
gone in the
caution.
mine and died. Imagine
Because
that.
even
That'd
though
have
I
been
had a
crazy.
younger
That'd have
man's
been ludicrous.
reflexes.
No one would ever do that.
No man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder.
Did baby press 9?
I needed to make a leap of faith,
Is that Gwen's
which ain't
9?
easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell. I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob.
That's me back to our
I had
asshole.
made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
Whether I could have a shotgun with 3, even 4 bullets.
Show yourself, coward!
It would help so much. I guess I could just not use the shotgun, but it does make them go into slow motion when I kill them with it, and it's very fun.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Obviously, we take the elevator. We'll be tired when we get to the top. Troll 2, I've seen Troll 2. Highlander 2, The Quickening. I haven't seen, but I have watched some of the Highlander TV show. Cativ Ragaza, Bad Girls. North, Dis. A Story About Love. Showgirls, The Scarlet Letter, Striptease, The Day and the Night, Batman and Robin, I've seen that, obviously. The Avengers, Cinderella, Bahian Cinderella? Fail Deviation. Fail Deviation's on there! Watched that with Cage recently. Parting Shots and the Underground Comedy Movie. Fail Deviation is the best film ever made. Why is that on there? I don't understand.
I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
Who tried to hide that hat there? Ridiculous. Someone's shooting. Someone was in fact shooting. I'm unsure which way I'm looking. We good? We're good. One even that. Am I holding it? Fine. Where am I going? Ah! walk past it.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserve better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Oh, damn. You didn't like original Highlander? My dad loves Highlander 1 as well. Everyone just pretends there's no sequel. The Highlander TV show is amazing. That were on Netflix. I assume it's not anymore because it's like who would watch it?
Just getting worse and worse for you.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
Good thing he doesn't understand
I can shoot too.
that his head's poking out. Cabin nice. Only one of my guns has any bullets.
I'm going all medieval on your ass. Lucky shot. Damn it. I need some help here.
Well, he didn't enjoy that.
Come on, boys. Take this cocksucker out.
You watched the show? I don't think anyone had ever watched the show. Shooting me as soon as you come around the dang corner. I'm doing it really good and you still hit. Where's Henry Plummer?
This is gonna hurt. You can shoot, but can you aim?
Really?
I can shoot.
Tell me really quick. Okay, I'm not talking about the cartoon. There was a live action show about a lady who's an immortal and also a giant cop who's very wide and not an immortal, but he's very wide. Like, what's the widest man you've ever seen? This cop man is wider. Unless the widest man you've ever seen is the cop man. How do you dodge that? There's only two places I can stand. I should probably shoot it out of the air, but time. Okay, you don't need to aim dead on to shoot him out of the air. It's a little generous, that's really good of it.
You can shoot, but can you aim?
Gonna throw dynamite in these bullets.
Just give up and die. They're gonna bury you in a million pieces.
That'll do. Just fire all the bullets.
See what it gets you.
We need damage.
I'm going all medieval on your ass.
I'm out of bullets. This was a bad idea. That's not it.
You killed an innocent man.
Oh, Chain, I'm busy.
How you like that?
Guy, you're not even the boss. Get out of here. I got him!
So that's
Sarah!
how Henry Plummer died. Him and his
Hi, Sarah.
crew
Hi,
were worth
Raiders.
their weight in gold.
Man kept blowing me up. It's okay now.
And now,
How was Yu-Gi-Oh?
I was officially a bounty hunter.
Ward of choice falling. Which I think I only got in that one like cutscene. You get so many points. It gives you.
So, did you finally go
When you
after
shoot a
that
man in the
cop
head,
there?
it comes up like headshot,
Well, I
100
heard
points,
word
and then
he
it like
was in
flashes,
Kansas
and
with
it's
John
cool.
Wesley
The
Harding.
game is constantly
So
saying,
that's
"You did a
where I
good
went.
job, good job,
Where
player."
in Kansas?
My kind of game.
Abilene. Why
Oh
do you
god,
ask,
we're an
Ben?
awful one
No
again.
reason.
Alright.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast,
Nice scenarios.
but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
Uh-oh.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he
Well,
had
the
a
number
price
could be
on his head
huge.
and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Be quick or be dead. Playing a cowboy game today. I really like this game. And, I wasn't sure what to play. It was either going to be this or
I
Old Stuff. I
dodged
think I
death
made the good
many a
choice.
time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
Oh! Now I have,
I was
Gun that
there with
reloads
the
like
intention of
itself.
finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
I don't like how far away from me they are. Okay, rifle. Rifle. Not a great shot. I'm a cowboy.
I thought
Probably
the
drove
Texas
past it,
Rangers
someone
got
gun
hard.
got
Yeah,
silver. It's shiny.
that's what they want you to believe.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting from the Schofield when I picked it.
It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres
Colder than a witch's tit.
to the
and a
very
brass
same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine
Someone's
this
already
place
done this
painted
level.
in blood. Hardin was waiting for me.
Oh shit! I didn't know. I just thought I was shotgun. I liked my quick shooter. All right, see you, sir. Enjoy your food.
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was
How
a
do I have two
killer.
of these? I can't hold two of these.
By the
yet.
end, he confessed to taking the lives of
But hey, I'll take
42
it.
men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys
Can't switch
apparently
weapons,
didn't want
I
me to
don't think I'll
reach
be able
the
to get
bull's
the
head.
dual-wielded sawed-off
Some
back
were
out.
hightailing it into town to inform their FA of my unwelcome presence.
This is a bad spot. This is not a place I want to be. I should leave. Hey, we're fine.
You better hide!
See? You were worried. How are you worried?
Stop that son of a bitch!
Who's yelling at me? Why did I run into a fire? Powerful question.
You bastard!
Oh, 2000.
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Not the most accurate weapons, the double shotgun.
Sorry, son of a bitch! Time to feel you.
It did sound like he just said time to fill you and then I shot
And
him.
I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Battlefield Earth, Honest, Titanic, The Legend Goes On. Oh dear. Freddy Got Fingered, Glitter, Swept Away, The Master of Disguise, X vs. Sever, Ben and Arthur, From Justin to Kelly, The Room, obviously seen The Room, Giggly, Sex Lives of the Potato Man, Catwoman. I think I've seen that Catwoman. I haven't seen Super Baby's Baby Geniuses 2 as much as I joke about it. Daniel the Wizard, Alone in the Dark, I've seen that. That's a Uwe Ball classic. Ag, epic movie. I Know Who Killed Me, Meet the Spartans, disaster movie. It's a lot from the same people making it in here. They're kind of sweeping this. The Hottie and the Naughty, and Alum.net. Haven't seen Battlefield Earth. Probably should have. I think I've seen X vs. Sever.
Before I could test my mettle against
I know
Harden,
there's a
however,
Game Boy game of it.
I would first need to dispatch his cadre
like for a while,
of
I've just
killers.
made jokes about X vs. Sever.
Most of these
All the
degenerates were beyond
That no one
redemption.
would get.
But John Wesley might have been a different story.
I can hold two sword up. This is perfect.
I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Hold on a minute, I'm reloading. Heard of Battlefield Earth, but I haven't seen it. No, I've heard some quotes. Seen some clips. For the shooting thing. Oh, the Dutch angle. Thought I'd get him. Was gonna punch him. I should have got my shotguns out. Fireworks. To celebrate my arrival. Okay, and then I picked up this guy's rifle. Thank you for dropping it again. Can't stand up. Not a great shot.
He's drunk with blood!
I got him that time. Wasn't ready. Kinda subtle, kinda behind a lot of gunshots, but I'm digging.
I think I already mentioned that I found
He
Harden
okay?
in this
I
very
don't think
saloon.
he's okay.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
expected them to all be dead again. Oh, you sneaky bastard!
I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Sorry. You. These guns are not going to do it at this range. Okay, it's fine. I got rid of the guard.
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Let me see him. Okay. We killed enough guys that it gave me the thing back. Ah, it gets in the way of me playing video. I guess I could. We could do more. Throwback enemy dynamite. That might be fun. Explosions are bigger. You don't have to reload shotguns during concentration. Doesn't even make sense. Let's go. Is there like a pistol I could use? Yeah, let's get the quick shooter back. Is that the one I dropped last time I was here?
Just getting started.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived. As a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Terror, I've seen Birdemic. The Last Airbender, I've seen that. Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star. Jack and Jill, that's my boy. Jack and Jill's a Sandler in it. Food Fight. Run for Your Wife, Movie 43, Fateful Findings. Thumb Scout? Kidnapping. Caucasian Style. Saving Christmas, United Passions, Dirty Grandpa, Guardians, and Cat.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. That man was faster than grease lightning, but being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison.
It's trying too hard to be a
Years
so bad
later,
it's good
after
movie,
he
and
was
it's just
free,
like,
some restless
I don't
avenger
want to
took
look at
his
this
life.
guy out of here.
Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Birdemic's classic, absolute classic. Don't watch The Human Centipede.
Thank you, darling.
Cats is amazing.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch that with Cash at some point. It's gonna happen.
Dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to
The
that
Last
Bob
Airbender is
guy
great.
you
I don't know
after?
why y'all don't like it.
Personally, I'd like to
I love
hear
the
some of your
Shyamalan
other
Last
adventures.
Airbender.
Like, I don't know.
Don't touch that
You ever
sphere.
go toe-to-toe
That's like
with
the
a
only
red
part I remember.
man?
That and the catch like a fish in a bag and then beat the fish to death. And it's like meant to be dramatic and sad.
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was
Catches a
after this
fish in a sack
renegade
and then just
Apache,
slams it against the
Grey
wall
Wolf.
like 10 times.
Strangely enough, revenge was also his
Also,
primary motivation.
I have not seen that many of the worst films of all time, though. This is what we're learning. We gotta watch Super Baby's Baby Geniuses too.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
a long time ago.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
This level does kind of like lean into the stereotype of Native Americans being like.
He led a band of young
people.
Apache warriors who wanted retribution,
But
and were more than willing to die for
it
him.
is also meant to be showing that, like, hey, the story that is being told to us by this old drunk man is possibly not 100% reliable. Hey, maybe this didn't happen, actually.
They saw me before I saw them.
Just a... Not
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Who's shooting? Cat, you're too far away. Yeah, you're hiding in a bush. Unbelievable. No, not silver shotgun today, I'm sorry. Too far away and in trees. This is horrible. Game. Look, where are you? This is horrible. Yeah, we're ducking game. I was ducking when I got killed. Might not be the best time for Julian.
They saw me before I saw them.
I didn't see most of them at all. Move cautiously. Less and less. Alright, it's not too bad if you don't try and run past the first couple. You don't get scared and just start running forwards. Not a ranger. I don't know what he does that the 6-shooter doesn't. I got through. There was something blocking me. There was a force field there. I think if you're not dual-wielding guns that might do more damage, is less
It was
fun,
rugged
though.
country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas. And that's why they had to treat it better.
Which is definitely a consideration. They're a little close. Halloween 7 The Revengeing and Freddy vs. Jason.
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did.
I've heard Freddy vs.
But
Jason
then
is
again,
about as people say.
I got a lot of those.
Freddy vs. Jason. This hot take. I like Freddy Krueger, but Jason Voorhees is massively overrated as a slasher villain. Yeah. Eh.
Did you find Grey
Fine.
Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
He also is in a lot more films that don't completely suck. I don't know. Really doing a lot of damage and they're very quick. Don't know if that's a hot take. Don't know how hot exactly that take is. It's like with Alien vs Predator. It's like, well, Predator fucking sucks, so I hope Alien. Also, I watched that like a billion years ago, but like it's trash. Who gives a shit about Predator? I don't know. That guy wouldn't die! I should probably switch to one gun.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Worry?
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
Oh. Oh? I ain't watched Alien vs Predator 2. That one's better. It's so bad it's good. Because I remember the first one being boring. Just full boring, all the way boring, and also not
See, back
giving
then,
a decisive
I had a
answer.
stubborn streak a mile wide.
Of Alien
I
and
wasn't
Predator.
about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit as they had torches on the walls.
Feel tough guy. Quiet. Okay. In the range, does seem to do just a little bit more damage, which just increases the chance of a one-hit kill. This is where it just was, isn't it? People like Predator.
How big was his cave?
People have watched
Big as
Predator
hell,
like
Ben.
Predator.
Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
What's your Predator opinions in chat? My opinion is that Predator is a movie. You can watch it if you want. Wouldn't necessarily
They thought it was
recommend
haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was
don't
haunted
know
with
why,
dead
like-
Indian ghosts?
I don't know how it became like a thing that nerds caught all the dang time. 'Cause, like, it's just
To
not
be
very
honest,
good.
I was more concerned with the live ones than
Even
the
the
dead
first
ones.
one, and that's the one people like. Then there's a bunch no one likes. You always end up just wandering around shooting Native Americans.
How come you know so much about
Especially
Indians?
problematic in
A few years back, I was married
Call
to
of
two
Juarez 1
Mescalero
because
women.
that cool
At the
character
same
is a
time.
preacher.
Yeah, they
who
were
reads
sisters.
from a Bible while shooting
Polygyny
people.
is traditional among
was
the
a
Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there.
Conquistador breastplate.
Those girls never
Those end
shut
up
up.
just wandering
Both
around
of them
shooting
nagging
Native
at me all the
Americans.
time. Drove me half crazy.
Which is
I
a
haven't
little...
seen them since.
No, I mean, what
really
happened
doing
with
that?
Grey Wolf?
Oh, well,
Why are the two
I
so
pursued him into the Cave of Death.
cute? That's the quote. Quote from the movie.
I came upon this flooded grotto,
that the man
and that's
says
when
in
I
the
saw
film.
him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind,
Wizard magic on me.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are.
I have genuinely no idea where I'm being hit from. Ah, there's one.
As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men,
glowing red.
and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are.
I can't slow down time on nothing here.
as his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if I had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until the venom poisons your heart.
Again,
The
this
echo of
didn't
the song
happen.
of the dead
This is the
summons
story going out of
spirits
control,
deep
and everyone's
from within
starting to
the
realize
mountains.
that, hey, this is bullshit.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop
Please
me,
stop
though,
attacking me like
and
hungry
Grey Wolf
wolverines,
wasn't in the mood for idle
Very
talk.
low health. I didn't have bullets, so altogether it's just a bad fight. Whoa. Can you reload the other one? Okay, I thought I had no bullets in it.
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Yes. Magic stairs.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo is right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
Oh, thought you were alive. Oh, that's too fast. Over there. This is horrible. Stop. There he is. Especially hard when once you get hit, you can't fucking see anything.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
This seems to be getting more and more
God
ridiculous.
be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there
You're
were a
really
lot
like
of them.
Halloween, but like, you can miss me with any of the other ones. they're shooting guns at me, so that's probably not the case. Although, they're missing way more often than usual. The universal weak point seems to not affect these men.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
Just keeps happening. Door just keeps being generated.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like
Grey
that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Grey Wolf, did you turn into dog? Then man was dog. What are you gonna do?
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
You hate to see it. Kish has cursed me with the old lady bladder, so I have to go on break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a ginger beer actually, because I mentioned it earlier and now I kind of like the idea. And also, I think I've earned it. I've done good today. I've done all the things I wanted to do this morning. I'll be right back. It'll just be a little longer. Tell you what, it's been kind of warm out today for like the first time in this year. It's been kind of sunny. Rip it and rip it. First kind of nice day of the year. It's been love. Hopefully we get at least like 3 more and then it'll be a good year. And now it turns summer and I'm complaining about being too hot. Is it summer? It's summer, right?
Thank you,
Or
darling.
is summer...
It's
when does summer
interesting how
start?
The truth can sometimes seem might
It's the first day
malleable, depending upon your
of kind
point
of
view.
summer.
Like how those dime novels make you out
It's
to be
13
something you're
degrees
not.
C over here.
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
It's a little
Did
less.
they exaggerate
a little
your
less.
part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Basically the same though, right? You just take... June
Those
21st.
Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my
32 is
best,
too
sir.
much.
We
Yeah,
all did.
probably. 13 is It's pretty alright by me. It's doing good. I reckon we can finish this game today, by the way. I remember it being very sharp. We should easily be able to finish. Be able to finish Cowboy Game.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street.
Did I have a shotgun before? I wish I...
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeyville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
We're playing as Paul Hiding, that's the guy. That's the voice actor who's the bartender.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody
Really
knows
like Paul Hiding, he's got a really distinctive voice. It's not in that
There's
many
more
things.
to it than that.
Mostly
I
just
read
the
all
colonel
about
in
that
Metal
day,
Gear.
so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop
I knew when I
across the street.
say it is kid.
Get ready, boys.
Extreme
They're gonna
title.
make a move.
Like, you
The
know.
lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
How am I gonna do that? I'm pretty sure I'll die, but
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
it looks a bit steep. Definitely died falling less bad. Maybe we just shoot them a bit more. Gives me points anyway. We need those.
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Oh. See? Just shoot the men until a ladder descends
One of the
from
marshals
heaven.
shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Also, I have 2
Where do you
level
think
up.
you're going, dumbass?
I heard that. Where you think you're going, dumbass? Perseverance. Let's do more guns. Fast revolver reload would be really nice. I mean, it's already pretty dang fast.
But he paid him no
I
mind.
kind of want a game where, like,
He
it
saw a
takes
way to
as
get
long as
around
it
to
would
the
actually
back of the
take
bank.
to load revolvers, like percussion revolvers. I want a cowboy game where, like, you can't really reload in a fight, you just have to leave if you run out of bullets.
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Okay. Okay, it's gonna take me 5 minutes to
From
reload
above.
my gun. Maybe
Fortunately,
we can just
a water tower was
call
right
it.
there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like
Got a
him
sticky
who did what
rifle
other men couldn't
there.
or wouldn't to make this country free.
Oh my god, the gold.
Like Jim Booth,
That's
and
very
Davy Crockett,
fancy.
who died defending the Alamo.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
He got me very quick. I expect to get got that quick.
You ain't screwing with me.
Hang on, everyone, I'm reloading.
Rule the day.
Might not be the most effective weapon. There's a chance. I need more health so I can do more shotgunning. Probably shouldn't rob the bank that I'm stopping the people from robbing. That's
Over there!
I clicked right trigger to shoot him instead of the button that popped up on the screen. My bad.
That's Silas Greaves.
What the hell? Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
That it? Was he dead there? How'd that happen? Oh. Yeah, that sticky reticle is
His name
vicious.
was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Now we get a third version of the same fight.
It was early evening, not high noon. The Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Oh dear.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless.
Ow! I can't even move!
And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Did you shoot around corners?
Let's just go away. I need to remember I have dynamite. Very handy when there's those guys. I remember this music. Do I go in the bank? No. Can I leave? I have an issue. I have a problem here.
And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
That'll do.
We got it for you. What's holes in them?
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons pull up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well,
I got gun collar
every
with
which way
this
as
because
all
I
the
shot
old
him too
feuds in
close with
Kansas
the
caught
shotgun.
fire all at once.
All these
There was
guns
a
went
hell
on
of a
my
lot
head.
of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Well, we could try to. There was treasure.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Where do I go? Ah.
It was Emmett, the youngest. and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his
Low
brothers.
damage.
And I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe.
He's very strong. I thought that might work.
You are dead, law dog.
Okay, headshots. Headshots is how you
But
do it.
Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes
Shot
in?
more than 23 fucking times.
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
My water choice wasn't anything from being almost dead that time. Nice. Bounty Hunter is still my name. Mine's a tricky thing. Combine a lot of booze with an old brand and you may end up with a few crazy memories. I can't remember this one. This level slaps. If it's the one I think it is.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
On the engraved revolver. Cold Rage. Improved damage and concentration.
We'll track him
Sounds
to the
good.
ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Whose barrel is this?
It was early fall, right?
Please don't shoot my
Beautiful
barrel.
time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
This is quite nice water.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
That's fine now. Fog and
The
swamp
rains
tender
that
are
year were
intense, and the
torrential,
waypoint indicators
so the
disabled.
whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Who knows where we go? Although... that's not the direction the wind was pointing a minute ago.
Bury them in the swamp. Right where they stand.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet. But I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff.
There's too many guys over there.
I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Glad he's dead. I'm out of bullets. Get the silver shotgun. It's been a minute.
Kill that cocksucker.
Ah! What even happened? The entire wall just blew up. Silas.
Point being, I was under serious attack.
This is a Wario. Probably should have just let that one land. If we're all totally honest. Just let the reticle do it on its own, it's fine.
My reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Where are reinforcements? Solid off rifle. That was a short one. Got a little baby Winchester.
You're really pissing me off.
I once doing that guy who just ran out in the left. Come on, stop being red. I'm gonna go shoot the man. Not sure what the little rifle does, but the big rifle does. Don't even seem to aim in that fast.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Let's keep the 6-shooters. I haven't really been using the dual pistols for a while, and I do enjoy it.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve?
You okay, Steve?
So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Steve.
Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Oh no.
Indians? They were Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention.
Okay, that's
where
fine.
was I?
That's fine.
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
I was worried when
right.
there were Indians
See, Steve?
on all sides.
Dwight's
but
paying
then
attention.
It was fine.
No, I'm listening. I was just
waking Steve
resting
up.
my eyes.
Gotta keep Steve under control.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Stop that, son
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
That'll do. No shooting. It's awful foggy out. I'm really bad at shooting. Don't tell anyone. All the other cowboys laugh at me because you know, terrible shot. You're dead, bro. He's dead. Bro!
What are you gonna do?
Ah, fucking shield, man. Throw dynamite at you. What do you think you're gonna do? There's one move. There he is. Found him. Don't think that, I think you get score based on how many points you score. So I don't think the score's not useful. Kept shooting me through the wall. I never fucking see him. I even knew he was there because I'd seen him last time. There he is. Man in the boat. Must be destroyed as a priority. Man in bush, extremely dangerous. Maybe should go for the ranger. He does just seem better than the 6-shooter. If there's any kind of trade up there, I don't know why it is. They're shooting me through the boarded up window. Do they think it's a non-boarded up window? Come back. I didn't go for the ranger, I just talked about it. That'll throw him off.
It's you or me.
Strong man. Strong boys out here.
It's you or me.
Really take some shooting.
You ain't seen the likes of me.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there
Well,
somewhere, standing together
shotgun
against
is a pretty
anyone
tough
who would
too.
threaten them.
I think the other guys were just out of range. It might be. This might be rifle country. Much as we have a nice shotgun and we don't have the nice rifle yet.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that
wheel
were
on the
shooting
side
me,
and one
I thought I saw some
said he
familiar
doesn't know.
faces.
Dodge the wrong way. Didn't really see the bullet until it hit me. Why did that hit? I didn't see that one at all until it hit me. It keeps coming out of there. It is a stun, but I wish I'd have put it on the one on the side as well. Since the man said he didn't know. Did that hit a rope? Stop.
I'm ending you.
Why does that man blow up? Silas, why is there a man made of dynamite? Yeah, just big wheels all over it.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting
If
on
we're playing
me.
the story, we're not playing the actual things that may or may not have happened. Did... The quick shoot. Shoot quick.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature.
Wheels on
Plus, I'm
it's all
stubborn as
wheels.
hell.
Oops, all wheels. This thing works. You know. Quick shoot potential.
Sorry, son of a
Well, not sure what it is. I think it's just a. Well, that's the problem. I think it's just a single action army, but like short, short barreled single action army. I don't know. Looks weird. Need to make sure we shot all of them before we try and climb the ladder. Anyone else? It's got that mark on the side. Could mean something. Or it could be like a mark from...
Right about then, much to my
like a
relief,
specific type
the
of-
vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top
Replica.
deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Unbelievable.
I'm sending you to hell.
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle.
After all this,
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsafe.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Exactly, Steve.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Yeah, kill someone. Yeah. What about some of the Gatling gun to slow down time? I'm seeing all the people. Sure this happened? You're saying you killed more people than exist. Well, yeah, that's why do you think the gods? Why they're not around anymore?
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Damn, you're sliding off real bad, and I need you to not. Okay, we'll aim for the other one this time. Dang. Dang! I can dodge the bullets, I have to remember. I do trade a lot with these men. It's not a great situation. There we
They
go.
got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day.
Yeah, I don't remember many
And the
more
tragic
levels.
death of his two brothers.
So either the game's very unmemorable from here on, or we're near the end already. I didn't know you were only a little one.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old.
The time took the call for us.
Well,
Series.
I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything
Fucking
else
Jim.
we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
The West's last famous outlaw gang. Because Butch Cassidy was a weird Superman. Who was just impossibly good at doing crimes.
I'd been on their trail
Possibly
for months,
the best crime
ever since
doer
they left their
of all
hideout in the
time.
Bighorn Mountains.
We got two quick shoots.
Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid. And that
Sundance Kid
murderous
also
hombre I was
present.
tracking,
Butch
Roscoe
Cassidy's super
Bob
genius.
Bryant.
Were you a part of that
Sundance
giant
Kid
Pinkerton
also
posse
exists.
after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy.
A
A
person.
circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
We have very late in the west. Yes, in both castles. I already have a rifle. Speaking of, improved agility and concentration. Be quick as greased lightning. You better move and run 50% fast while thinking about run.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn...
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
We got long shots pretty quickly.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Oh, is that Ranger? Those are Rangers. Yeah, let's go.
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Against the wall. Jump out of the way of bullets. Oh, I didn't see one of them. The sticky aim is very strong.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
This is perfect. Chill. This is what shotgun really shot. Who is shot me? Why do I... Found him.
It's time to handle it.
At times, it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Oh, hey, look, a hat. These damn ducks. Ah, I don't... No, thank you, I just want to climb.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
You mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Grand Posse versus the Wild Bunch.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the Wild Bunch all by my lonesome.
Go away.
As
Leave.
usual.
Thank you. No Pinkerton.
Who the hell is that? Retreat! Retreat! He's killing everybody! He'll kill us all!
I like the shotgunners and the shielders have like a tiny bit more health than a regular dude. Doesn't go crazy.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Ah, guns!
Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
not seem to be working out. Easy to forget. Automatic weapons. Having a weapon fire automatically is never like the hard part. Having weapons that fire automatically. It was always
I went
getting
searching for
bullets
my
into them
nemesis,
as fast as they could
determined
fire.
to finally
That was the
have
issue.
my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Not doing well on speed.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the
That's his
Sundance
bullet.
Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Speed's just how fast you draw. Focus is how slow the game goes while the duel is going
They
on.
ended up living down there for many years, but I'm
Focus
sure
is
you
way
already
more
know
fun.
all about that.
.130 to hell.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That Kid Curry's kind of crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
No idea what was firing at. Don't even ask. I just wanted to shoot someone while I was falling. Sir, I shot you. My god. Unbelievable. Rudeness.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
No, boy.
This, you hear me?
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense
Give
him
me the
close
weird
by,
stuff,
however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their
Give me my golden
whereabouts.
tiny shotguns. No, thank you. Wish it wasn't the same button to reload as it is to think about Butch Cassidy really hard.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train
Those
trestle.
bridges.
Property of the
The
Union
plan is
Pacific.
bridges. Invest in bridges.
The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Maybe don't pull your stocks in bridges and then blow up the bridges.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S.
Kid
Mint in
Curry.
Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
Thank you, Fat Sally.
The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
Okay, I can de-dynamite the wall. Does that give me dynamite? Should I be
A
throwing
moment
dynamite
later,
here?
I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
This is probably a bad place for dynamite to go. Which is probably why I'm trying to take the dynamite away.
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one.
Might as well.
Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Didn't remove that dynamite. I mean, technically it's gone now, but... Where are my guns? Aim! Okay, shotguns. The range that they're good at is about the same range my punch is good at. Maybe we cool it on the shotgun. Yeah, put that away.
So, what happened then?
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
I don't like this shotgun.
It must
See,
have
here's
been
the problem.
terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Too raw. Sight dog. Oh! This seems wrong that you can do that with sawed-off shotguns. I like it. It doesn't seem quite right.
So that was all the dynamite?
Well, funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
Somebody's gonna blow your damn head off. This asshole has... Somebody really pissed this son of a bitch off.
Seems wrong, but it feels right, you know? More concentration in the back. Combos make you do extra damage.
This ain't right.
I mean, it's the hide. I am hitting
So
a lot
I
of
proceeded
the
onward and realized
It's
that that
causing a
way
lot of the
just
dynamite
wasn't
to
going to
explode
work.
instead
I
of-
needed an alternate path forward.
being removed without exploding it. You know why I'd want a sawed-off rifle in this game? The mystery of the sawed-off rifle still perplexes me. Over there? If you say so. Over there. Can I get over there? I'm confused. Sir, you're fine. Stop bleeding, please.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me.
Heavy shotgun.
It was a long, burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Oh no!
The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer.
Where did Fuse go? Where did Fuse go?
Get off the bridge!
I'm confused. There's no...
Get off the bridge!
Where to go? I got off
Of
the
course, I
bridge.
had to tread carefully. Otherwise, I could, well,
What do I do,
die.
Gam?
Get off the bridge!
Ah! I'm an idiot, that's the problem.
I knew that failure meant boom.
Okay. This is the run.
Get off the bridge!
Get off the bridge! Don't grab it.
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment. Whew. Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today.
Like the fifth time.
Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion. But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Definitely sounded like it just threw in a
Kill that SOB!
vaccine line that didn't even fit the situation. The reference bathroom.
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely,
But
they
that's
found me.
Vaccine line.
Nuttier than a damn fruitcake! Kill that cocksucker!
Okay. So if we were in the reticle anywhere, it'd just automatically hit if you fired? Apparently not. That'll do.
Just when I
Oh,
thought
well,
things couldn't
definitely,
get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling
Kid
gun.
Curry.
It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
A lot of Gatling guns out. That was lower.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Said something about reloading. It's probably a good time. That didn't do as much damage as I'd hoped. Why are they not dying? It's because my sawed-off reference is bad. I understand. What? Ah, there were more on the roof. This is a worry. we have bad weapons in this situation. Is there any gun anywhere? Is there a reason why you're just running around in front of the turret that's doing your thing?
Come on, boys! Take this sucker! This cocksucker! Move it, boys!
Okay, it's a two-shot kill at that range. The sawed-off rifle's really bad. That guy we can deal with, though. Really take some dynamite.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down.
Okay, we were attacking the
That's when
tunnel,
I met
not the
Kid
man. I
Curry
understand.
himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Maybe he's not feeling well after being exploded. That'd help. Keeps happening. I gotta watch his hand more closely. I'm always surprised when they draw. I'm the worst cowboy. Stop walking. It makes it really hard to look at you.
As fast as he was, I was just a bit faster.
Just gotta lean out of the way and then shoot. It's fine.
As he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He
I'm
shouted
like
at me.
famous gunslinger.
Is that what this is about?
Ham Solo. I always
Bob
shoot
went with
second,
Butch's
just like
Sundance
him.
to South America. You ain't never finding him. Those were his last words.
I shot that man a lot of times. And I honorably killed him in a duel. And then honorably killed him afterwards by shooting him in the face with a shotgun. I do kind of wish in the duel if you had, like, the sawed-off shotgun, you'd have to use that in the duel.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kind of glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James. To protect the world
Jesse
from devastation.
James? The greatest outlaw who ever
To
lived?
unite all peoples within our nation. To denounce the evils of truth and love.
Was Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas.
project our
and
reach to
killed
the
near
stars above.
200 people, boy.
Jesse James.
Yeah, nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why
Steve
there was
getting
such a
involved.
rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
Death rides a steel stallion. I think we're getting kind of close to the end now. Fastest contemporary gunslingers can draw and shoot their weapons in under half a second.
I confronted them as they were robbing a train.
I remember this
Bullets
level
were
just being
flying
like
at me
a,
from
like a
every which
hero
way.
run, like you're just unstoppable. and
But I knew
catch
I'd have to
through
fight my
without
way
ever
forward if I
stopping.
was gonna find this gem.
That's it. It was an ammo shot. It's silver shotgun.
Now wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
By staring it down.
They hopped a freight train having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So I hopped the same train.
What? I was confused. This is fine. We know now it's a quick time event. It's not just press the button to shoot them out. Why am I staring at the floor when I jump in?
The James Younger
I'm
gang was
staring at the
decimated after
floor
that
the
little
way I
fiasco
see
they
you.
had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I reached
James
that.
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down
think
those
most times
tracks like
if
a
you drink
bat out of hell?
Who just shot?
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Pizza.
Right through there. Let me show you. I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack.
This
I
one
think I
also
believe
looks
him.
familiar.
You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
Do
bar.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides,
I was
over the
immediately
roof.
shot and killed.
At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's the damn Pinkerton!" Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
But that wasn't
Everybody's
typing.
always mistaking you for somebody
Not
else,
great.
aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm
the
just
same
telling you how I
cow?
remember it.
I bet you are.
Guess we climb.
You don't want to mess with us!
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward.
I'll do it. Probably should have done that to start with. I shot these chains. I never thought to shoot those.
I wondered
chains.
if I was ever going to find
Like
the
the
front of that
enemies.
train.
The lugs with
Or
the
the
enemies
bastard
on.
I was after. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
His name is Gatling.
Yeah, seems like you run
It's
into
dark
a
as
lot
hell
of them.
here.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
Jack, ruining the story. Rifle would probably do it. If I shot better. If I shot a lot better.
I'm putting you down.
So. Does her. Getting shot by a Gatling gun. Not great.
You're done.
What does he run so fast? There we go. Now it's off. They're all dead. They're not all dead. Way more of them that aren't dead. How are there so many dudes? It's a clown car in there. Oh, it wants me to shoot him with this. That makes sense. Why didn't I think to do that? To be fair, I didn't realize there were too many until there were too many. And in that case, at that point, there were already too many. That's the call for them shooting repeatedly. That's how it gets. I remember. That's how it powers down my revolver.
I was looking for Jim and shooting
Then
any
well.
son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself.
Go. Dangerous, those amateur. Watch out.
There sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
Wait a minute.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
I feel it. Just.
I could see Jesse waiting for me. Fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
So we're flying.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past
Miami's
always
sliding
catches
off
up
Jesse
with you.
James so much. I can't focus on him. He's too. Oh, that was so quick!
Yeah, I didn't
Look at
kill
me!
Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up
Sorry.
his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle.
But first. Quick break. I'll be right back. Just be a few seconds. Might have just walked into my door. That's fine. I'm sure no one knows. No one would have known. There's no camera. No one would have known if I just not have said it. Such an easy move. Without forgiveness. You can shoot the dynamite you throw as well as your enemy's dynamite. I didn't know that. I think this is the last level.
After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that sumbitch Jim.
That sumbitch Jim. Fucking Jim. Worst one of the lot, honestly.
I followed
Jim.
those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. The perfect place to hide out from the authorities. In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the res and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Injuns?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but there was all sorts of renegades roaming the landscape back then.
That didn't go well. They were a lot tougher than the cowboys. Dodged the wrong way. Okay, so it's gonna do that as soon as it starts. It's... How did I miss everyone? Quick shooters don't shoot that quick unless you duel it. That's the lesson. That'll do. This isn't shooting. No.
Hey,
not great.
about another whiskey,
quick
Ben?
shooters. They're not accurate.
Nothing better
They
to
don't do a lot of
soothe a
damage.
troubled soul.
And the damage drops to basically 0 if the enemy's more than like 8 feet away.
Now, where was I?
All the fun
tribe.
weapons are kind of underpowered.
I had more than my share of run-ins with the Red
Well,
Man. Like that time. Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I can still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again?
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men.
Yep, shoot that tree. Keep shooting the tree. That's the key to all of it.
And the darkness will grow. until it consumes everything you are.
Cricket. Law of Men. Was doing alright
Like that
for me.
time. Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Of course I did. In fact, I can still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men.
Man.
And the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
All my bullets are gone.
So, did you ever find him? Who? The man you are after.
Why?
Let
I've
me
got
ask you
one.
something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Don't know what I'm complaining about.
Mr. Greaves, are you all right?
Oh, death. Oh, death.
We're gonna sing a song now.
Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see? With ice cold hands taking hold of me. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
I've been hit by a big rock. This is tricky. While singing, we must ascend this hill and somehow skip past all these rocks in slow motion.
Over till another year.
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed was indeed that son-bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing. I finally did track those outlaws
Void
down.
snipers,
They had long rifles with scopes and were
Right.
well positioned to pick off any poor
Damn.
soul who came anywhere close.
Not letting me walk. not a great shot. Okay, I couldn't have said anything. The bullet's too fast to dodge. By the time it's come through all the garbage in the way, it's just... Shouldn't have said nothing. Made him mad. Don't want to make Frank mad. Just not do the crouching and walking under that thing. We'll just run around it.
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead then as well.
Came out of the bush.
He backed off as I closed in on him,
What?
but he was still intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle on me.
Shoots very quickly. Does a lot of damage. Don't really. The tooltip about shotgun is not helpful here. Ow! Stop! They used up my death defy thingy. I don't know what happened. He shot me 100 times all at once.
Well, I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Greaves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers, fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was? Justice?
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang.
Ow!
I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead. It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite? On your person?
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack.
This is horrible. I can't throw dynamite far enough to hit him. Okay, that's a bit. Okay, that'll do it.
I want that bastard dead!
It didn't do it. I'm doomed. Never mind, the dynamite's back. Ah! What? Go away! Why did he? Unbelievable.
That son of a bitch! Take him out! He's just one man! Put him down! I want that bastard dead! You're gonna have to do better.
This is the you briefly pausing between these dynamite. It worked. I thought he had like damage protection.
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
And what a
Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
Do we have to duel him?
I'm done with this damnable
Oh,
outlaw
okay.
life!
Yeah, that makes
kill
sense.
Me, don't kill me, do what you will! At this point, I just don't give a shit!
It's shooting.
I
I
explained
had
to Frank
dynamite
that I had
thrown at
nothing
me. I'm
against him
done.
personally, and that I was looking for
I'm
someone
gonna go
else.
back to the family
Reed.
farm. I'm gonna show people around for 25
Never did
cents
like
a
that
piece.
bastard. I am done here!
We parted in peace as Frank
take
pointed
my
out the path
sideburns
to my
guy.
prey before making his way back down the hill.
See you, Frank. Ivory handled quick shot. Gross.
So, what happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts, as I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again.
Kinda wanted to put through it. Wanted to see it. Oh, it's horrible. It's disgusting. I love it.
But rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that sumbitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly,
I'm
but
glad you enjoyed it.
very friendly. At least she was to me.
I've had fun.
Son of a bitch!
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
Fact that game long shots at this range is not good. Too many words, I can't see. I'm getting too many points. Ah, that's a rough.
That's a good day to die.
This wasn't like a full release either. This was like 800 Microsoft points on the Xbox Live Star game. I can only still play this because I had it downloaded. I think you can buy
Eventually,
this though.
it was just me and Reed.
Like you can get this on PC. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's still acquirable.
I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he
Okay,
did
yeah.
to my brothers.
God, I'm glad it were as good as I remember. Because I remember it being fun. In the sea of first-person shooters on the 360. Fuck! So we're doing really good. Focus were nowhere near fast enough. I don't know why even. My focus was just way too slow. Way too low. So he just instantly killed me as soon as he went to draw. You never just walk less? I think. Just don't do that. Guy, come on. Pick a spot. Wow!
And repay him I did.
Nice! Honorable duel. First try, easy first try. Gotta really pay attention to
Well,
that.
I don't know
focus.
about you boys,
It's
but
very
I'm pretty
important.
beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame you never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did
Okay,
have
this
one
is the
more
last
chance
level, I
at him.
remember. Actually, the last level.
6 months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
Game does have arcade mode as well. You can just go through stretches of fights and try and get a high score, and it's pretty fun because the tune's just very fun. The good, the bad, and the dead.
"40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
Oh.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant, that son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
But for all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
We're gonna find
For
him.
instance,
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance
did my
Kid.
thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. Nothing
Thank you.
could stop me from taking his life. I've been after that
Thank you
killer
for not
forever.
killing me, shotgunner.
From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But
Do I have a shotgun?
that chapter of my story you already know.
Normally gives you a rifle, mate.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you
Give me the
mean?
stupid gun.
Suddenly, it was 1910.
Give me the
Here I
stupid bad
was, an
launcher
old
on
man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2
I just want to
decades.
fire fast and feel cool.
The town was falling apart, just like me.
Is this right? No. This way. Do I have... I think I have Skyrim.
But I
somewhere
wasn't
on the
about to call it
360.
quits.
I kind of want to play Skyrim on the 360 without being able to download patches and just see how busted the original 360 version was. That were another possibility for today if I could find it. But I didn't really look. It's in this funny little house. With your hat? Wondered why we Okay.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers
First
were
one I
begging
definitely
me
just
to
shot
end what
the-
I started
Sorry
so
about
long
that. I
ago.
just clicked the button.
Mr.
that
Graves,
said-
are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in a grave of a dead amigo.
Kinda wanna play
Some folks think the
completely
town is
unpatched
haunted,
Skyrim.
so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around. I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Don't! That definitely hit in the head. Definitely fine. There are so many guys out there. Die? Got a lot of time. Pretty good gun. Wondered where being hit from, thank you. These guys so tough.
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here.
This is horrible. Get to high... Never beaten Skyrim, you just get to high Hrothgar and just fuck off with side quests for years. I'm not even sure Unpatched is even, like, beatable. I don't even know if it's possible. One of my friends had it completely unpatched. He didn't have his 360 connected to the internet, so he couldn't download it. I remember him talking about, like, hey, this certain county you can't go on because it crashes so often. Hiding in this room seems a better idea. That man was covered in dust. I understand why it's for.
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting
everyone stop.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack.
Oh.
Because when I woke up...
From the dead?
There was silence all around me. I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here and there. Even over there.
So I am right. You are touched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing.
Oh, got one of them.
But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition.
He's shooting me! Billy the kid, if that were you. And he was as well.
I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. In the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
Billy the kid's a lot easier than most of these.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun.
Not that bad.
But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Seems like that kind of situation.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Always more ghosts. It's hard because, like, as soon as you find out which direction they're spawning in, you've already been hit a lot of times.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
A little tricky. I don't know if I'm coming from around here. I think. Three curly bills. Now from over here?
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
All five of them. All five of both of them.
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought?
Damn. I'm having trouble with the amount of ghosts here. No! He was through a tree! I couldn't see it! Get out of here, cheating!
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan,
Very much shot me through the
guardians of
tree.
the Garden of the Dead.
Headshot.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry,
Wish I knew
both
that.
thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Ah!
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next.
I need less ghosts in my life right now. I'm having serious problems with the amount of ghosts in my vicinity.
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his Legion of the Dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
Hang on, someone's yelling at me. Always.
He was
forever.
alive.
Oh, geez, Sundance Kid, you're too strong. Sundance Kid, please. Sundance Kid. This is not okay. I didn't know the Sundance Kid was made of Kevlar. That's not throwing dynamite. I told you to throw dynamite and we started reloading and that's a different thing. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. No, they'll never stop. They'll always be. It's... I waved them away, but they'll be back. There's no way to get rid of them. They will not just not hassle me while I'm streaming. This has been established by the many times they've hassled me while I was streaming. Where did he go? I wish he hadn't vanished. That made me waste a lot of focus. me alone, Sundance Kid.
Then I heard a voice call to me
Fucking
from
hell.
afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
I feel like about like at least half of the time I stream, someone's got an ass on it.
But the kid wasn't quite
Probably
the
more
same.
than that though, right? Like
Not yet.
75%.
Takes more than
Just
one
almost
little bullet
always.
to kill the likes of me.
Unless I stream at like midnight.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen
Which
each
is
other
why
for
I
quite
stream
a
at
while.
midnight normally.
Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight.
The coughing
You
man.
want my
You're gonna have to
money
come
and
punch
the
the
love of my
coughing
life?
man for me.
You frittered it all away, Butch. Edda's mine. And so is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
It's a Mexican standoff. We got to switch to the enemy who's looking at us. Butch. I like your cut. Ah! Who's gonna shoot me? Fuck! Bastard! It's a really long one as well. And they keep changing who they're looking at. It's horrible. No one? No one? Come on, bud. Draw. Is it always Sundance who's gonna draw? Yeah. Nope.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
I'm gonna try and beat my high score. I think this is the last level, so go for it. 197,980.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, Or should I say Bob? Your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
What twist? What do we think? Do we give Bob? Do we let Bob go? Or do we finish this mission? Ben was Bob the whole time. Yeah, he did. He did. He never fell asleep on nothing. You win this one, Bob. Good listening. We're gonna have a quiz, Bob.
why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point.
What another twist?
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life. You hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
You should have jeweled him.
I won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
That's the end. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Really like this game. Really cool little shooter. It's got me on Steam, right? Am I on Steam? Yeah, it's a really nice game. It's really fun. And I always enjoy games with like narrators. I don't know. I just think it's a cool gimmick. This is probably copyright, so we'll skip that. But I'm gonna check how much it is on Steam if it's on Steam, and then I'm gonna raid into someone. New Game Plus is available. True West difficulty available. Minimal HUD, extra difficulty, the real Western experience. It is £3.29. Oh, you can get in a bundle with Call of Juarez 1 and Bound in Blood, which are the ones that don't suck. And it's £7 then. It's actually more expensive than Call of Juarez 1 and Bound in Blood, which were like full. I have those on disc. Call of Juarez 1 is a very strange game. Call of Juarez 2 is like more of like a Call of Duty shooter. I didn't like it. Some thought you were okay. I thought it was kind of bad. And then, of course, there's Call of Juarez the Cartel, which we don't talk about. Doesn't need mentioning. That's gonna be either on the channel or in the Discord at some point, depending on how many people I feel like subjecting to Call of Juarez the Cartel. Don't know if I have anyone on. You got anyone to Reddit, so? I got someone playing Alien Isolation, but I can't remember who they are. I have someone with 2 viewers playing Alien Isolation. Let's not tell them I can't remember who they are. I assume the reason that I added them is because they're cool. Yeah, let's go see Alien. Thanks for being here, Fox. Thanks for joining me on this cowboy adventure that we've had. It's been fun. Oh, my TV's gonna power off. Bye, everyone.